Oh, didn't see you there. You were expecting Home Alone. Don't worry, I got you covered. Macaulay Culkin basically has the best series, but Alex Pruitt would actually slap any of those other Kevin McAllister esque people. He's the best one. He went up against like four people. I'm telling you, he is. Now let's talk about Harry Potter. Don't click off the video yet, okay? I get it. It was a little bit clickbaity, but trust me, the goal originally was to shoot a Home Alone tier list video. More specifically, which of the, I guess, Kevin McAllister-esque kids out of all the Home Alones was the most savage. But the thing is, after the third movie, the rest of them are trash. There's 6 Home Alone movies. I've only gotten to see like 5 of them. And only 3 of them are actually decent. 2 of them are legendary. And one of them... like I said, they suck. I just didn't want to put myself through the trauma of watching any of the ones past the third one. I actually like the third one. I actually recommend watching Home Alone 3. It's really good, in my own personal opinion, but we both know Home Alone Lost in New York is actually the best one, hands down. But that's not why we're here. We are here to talk about Harry Potter. Now, you may be asking yourself,
why Harry Potter?
You know, I've been asking myself that question ever since Christmas for some reason got connected to Harry Potter on all those ABC channels and so on. For some reason, they have connected Christmas and the themes of gift giving and things like that to a cursed child who is stalked by a bunch of old men at a weird, very dangerous school that kids probably should not be learning from. So, for some reason, they're connecting it to Christmas, so thus we will. Henceforth, why we're going to be ranking Harry Potter. And when I say ranking Harry Potter, I do literally mean Harry Potter. We're not going to rank movies. If we're going to rank movies, that's going to be a completely different video. Today, we're actually going to be ranking Harry Potter, the character, specifically. When I say ranking Harry Potter specifically, I'm actually referring to a tier list. As you can see, right? Now, full disclosure here. I didn't read the books. I don't know what all happens in the books in comparison to the movie. So this is literally just ranking Harry Potter's based off of the movie characters. And you can tell by the tier list, it's based off of basically how much of a savage Harry Potter was in those movies. Now, there's different tiers and things like that. I'm basically ranking them down to where there can only be 1 to 2 per list or per like category. So, another disclaimer. Consider savagery being whatever you want. In my eyes, I'm considering savagery being like, basically, how much was he about the smoke? What type of feats did he do in the actual movie? How many people did he leave just flabbergasted by his behavior? You know what I'm saying? Whether that be in a good way or a bad way. So that's what savagery is to me in this case. Oh, I should also put this out here now. This is a spoiler alert. So like, we're going to be talking about the movies. So of course, there's spoilers galore going to be happening. So if you haven't seen any of the Harry Potters, or if you plan on seeing the Harry Potters and you haven't by now, like, you probably shouldn't watch this. Because there are probably going to be some plot points to talk about with this. You've been warned. Duh. So let's just jump right into it. All right? If you just want to kind of run down memory lane real quick. The first movie is basically Harry Potter even just learning about becoming a wizard and, you know what I'm saying, like meeting Ron and Hermione for the first time. It's very wholesome. It's very family friendly. You know what I'm saying? He's not that big of a savage yet. I mean, he got the golden snitch and things like that. You know, he was like flying around on a broomstick, like looking for keys and stuff. I don't think he really came into the savagery side of himself yet. You know, he was still like,
I can't be a wizard.
like, you know, so I can't exactly really say that he was much of a savage at all. So I think I got a savage level. I think it's Ron Weasley tier. I don't even see that really changing much because, again, like, he was just coming into his own, really, as like just being introduced into the wizarding world. Jumping straight into Chamber of Secrets. Now, Chamber of Secrets, I think he had some savagery in him in that one. More specifically, that duel with Malfoy, where like Malfoy hit him with that Everte Statum, and you know what I'm saying, made him do that real nice little cartwheel. And then Harry Potter comes back and hits him with that Rick the Sempra, and that dude was spinning like a dang Beyblade. He gave him that Beyblade special. Beyblade, let it rip. That was crazy. He was speaking in parcel tongue, and people was like,
Dang, I wish I spoke like a real one like him.
I feel like Chamber of Secrets, on top of that, he killed the basilisk. He killed the basilisk with a sword. And like took poison in his arm. So I think I'm gonna put Chamber of Secrets under Maverick. I don't think he was like full savage mode just yet, but there was some things he did in Chamber of Secrets that actually was like pretty was pretty savage. Next up is Prisoner of Azkaban. Now this is when like, you know, we stop going from like family friendly and start going into some angsty territory. That's when some like, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't seem so like PG tier. I would say, I mean, by means of feats, I don't think Harry Potter did that much in Prisoner of Azkaban. Like, I mean, like, yeah, no, I don't think he really did much in Prisoner of Azkaban. Like, I mean, he like flew with Buckbeak, but I mean, Hagrid was doing that. Hagrid was like giving out rides to everybody with that. And I don't even really consider that to be something that was like, oh my God, like he got to fly on a bird. Okay. I mean, I did that in the artwork with Dirty Nerdy Birdie, but I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? It's not really that amazing. The closest thing I even remember Harry Potter doing in Prisoner of Azkaban was...
Shut up, Malfoy.
I don't think Harry Potter was that much of a savage. He was doing some things, but like nothing that was very standoutish to me.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there, past Greg. I know some of y'all are gonna attack me in the comments talking about the fact that I did not mention Harry, one, going back in time and saving Buckbeak, but also fighting off like 100 Dementors at once. Okay, I forgot that part. That actually would put Harry Potter on the Maverick tier, which is like a step above Muggle tier. I know I'm gonna put him in Muggle tier. Ignore it. He definitely was a savage in Prisoner of Azkaban. Don't at me. I corrected it. Okay.
So I consider it Muggle tier. Actually, now that I think about it, Harry actually went through a lot of things, a lot more things in the second one. Going up against dudes who like want to wipe people's memories away, and you know what I'm saying, his arm got all messed up that one time. Yeah, all right. Like he might actually be second tier. That Harry Potter might be a little bit more second tier. Now we're getting into the grittier portions of the series. So next up, let's talk about Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Now, I think one of the things that stood out to me was the fact that like one, I mean, again, the school is just horrible. Like putting these kids through like, yeah, let's, you know, we're gonna let you guys fight some damn dragons, and you know, we're gonna also take your friends and drown them underwater, and you have to save them. And then we're gonna put you in this extremely deadly maze. I considered him to be pretty much he was a pretty decent savage in this one. Primarily because he was trying to save Ron and Hermione when he went underwater. Didn't have any idea what that gillyweed? He had no idea what that gillyweed was gonna do to him. He just was like, you know what? Alright, we gonna do what we gonna do. Also, I'm purely gonna put him in the savage category because that was the first time that he fought Lord Voldemort. And he fought like that whole battle, even though all they did was just stand there pretty much the whole time. But that's kind of like what wizards do anyways. They just stand there and do this the whole time, holding the stick. But the fact that he saw a real one like Cedric Diggory die, knowing that he probably was about to face his own death, and just got up, you know what I'm saying, while Lord Voldemort is like, hey man, you a bitch. He's like, you know what? Maybe I am a bitch, but I ain't a dead bitch yet, bitch. And then he just goes off. I mean, it's just one beam struggle, but you know what I'm saying? Like that instantly puts him in the savage mode for me. So I'm gonna put him up as a savage tier. Purely for those reasons alone, you know what I'm saying? Next up is Order of the Phoenix. Now, out the gate, all right, out the absolute gate, I'm putting this as a top tier, absolute mad lad, for a couple of reasons. One, because this was the one, I mean, it's my favorite Harry Potter movie, but it's also because of how much of a freaking savage Harry Potter was. Now, some of it is because of how Harry Potter was acting a lot like Voldemort.
You've lost, old man.
Like when it came to some of those similarities and just feeling like he was so alone, and I mean, he was about to smoke with everybody. He was like yelling at people, screaming at people, yelling at Dumbledore and stuff. Like he was like,
Look at me!
look at me, look at me. Like being insubordinate against Snape, like he was off the rails that movie. On top of that, he raises an entire army. Well, not even an entire army, it was like a bunch of kids. But he brought up a bunch of kids to go up against Voldemort, basically, and all them people. You know what I'm saying? And then when he sees Sirius Black die, he's like, you know what? I'm screw the rules. Crucio. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, it may not been like of his own entire doing, but he was a straight savage. Just like Vegeta during the Boo saga when he went Majin Vegeta, he was just a straight menace the whole time. I'm gonna put Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix as an absolute mad lad because he was going crazy. I don't even think, yeah, and it wasn't on purpose. It wasn't entirely his fault, but he was doing some straight up wild stuff, and I loved it. All right, so now Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Okay, so the Half-Blood Prince puts me at a bit of an interesting thing because I don't think Harry Potter was really that much of a savage in that movie. The closest thing he did was hit Malfoy with that Sectum Sempra, you know what I'm saying, and like made him bleed a lot. But that's it though. I'm definitely gonna say that he's like Neville Longbottom. You know what I'm saying? He's not like that. Half-Blood Prince falls under Neville Longbottom. Next up, we have Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. When it comes to this one, this is the one that I actually remember the least because like I always watch the second one the most. It's placed in a weird spot for me because it set the tone for being like a very, very dim Harry Potter movie in comparisons to like the other ones before. Like if number 6 was like the feel good kinda, the sorta kinda feel good for the most part movie, this was like the dreaded one of it, because this is where like you start seeing people like die and get eaten up, and like it's just like a lot of kind of like just depressing stuff kind of happens. You know what I'm saying? Like the group gets tested a lot. Ron and Harry get in a fight. Like I'm gonna say Maverick, just because Maverick doesn't have a category in there yet. But I'm gonna say Maverick. And now we are to our very last movie, which I'm not. There's no debate. He was an absolute savage this whole movie. Deathly Hallows Part 2, everybody was a damn savage. That whole movie. Even Neville was a savage. Neville was a savage. Hermione was a savage. Ron Weasley was a savage. Everybody had their come up. Everybody was doing the craziness, doing the most. So like, I mean, and of course that's the one where Harry Potter defeats like the Lord of Dread and Dead and all that. Lord Voldemort himself dies in that movie. He fights him, you know what I'm saying, like stands up to him, literally goes out to the forest knowing that he's about to die and has no idea what's gonna happen next. Like you can't tell me there's no crazier version of Harry Potter that was a savage than in the very last movie. So like that's my list, y'all. I think Order of the Phoenix and Deathly Hallows was definitely when he was the most savage. You know what I'm saying? Doing the absolute craziest and wildest stuff, leaving everybody to be like, damn, that's what we doing here. You know what I'm saying? While Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, yeah, I didn't really expect Harry to be like that much of a savage at all. Like basically not doing anything. He wasn't like standing up, you know, to anybody. Not really. Like the closest thing he did was I mean, he won the Quidditch Cup and what else did he do? He won the Quidditch Cup and like yeah, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he touched Professor Quill and he melted. I still don't quite understand that, but that's what I'm saying. Like, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone was more like a feel-good movie to me, while like Order of the Phoenix and Deathly Hallows was all straight up plot. You know what I'm saying? That it really is where people start coming into their own as wizards and witches, I guess. So that's my tier list. If you don't like it, don't argue with me, argue with your mama. And yeah, at the end of the day, Macaulay Culkin and Home Alone is still one of the best, if not the best movie when it comes to Christmas. I don't agree with Watch Mojo's Elf as being number one. Doesn't make any sense to me. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? So Merry Christmas and Avada Kedavra.
We got sneakers, headbands,
We got tumblers. We got sketchbooks.
shirts,
We got hoodies. We got laptop cases.
we got mugs.
And much more. Order your merch today.